I want, ambition and a guy that we can, like, build a foundation together. They'd be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Too much
Right.
commitment, too
Yeah.
scary." I mean, have you ever been on, like, a terrible date? Like, we love hearing
So
bad dating
many.
stories.
What was the one bad dating
Oh,
story?
what do you mean? I met up with this. Oh, here we go.
What the is going on?
I like to party.
Jesus, honey, wax much?
This is Unwaxed
Get in, loser, we're going shopping.
with Sophia and Sistine Stallone.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Am I sweating in this? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay, arms down. That's what I hate about gray shirts.
I can't wear shit like that.
Yeah, I know. I thought it would be fine, but
We're
it's a
2 minutes into the show, we've already gotten one armpit stain.
We're spitzing.
There we go.
I did it.
Finally, you're catching on.
Thank you. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Unwaxed podcast with your favorite sisters, Sophia.
And Sistine Rose Stallone.
We went to Disneyland recently, and I can feel my throat still. I don't know why you said it like that. A sore. I don't know if you guys can hear this from screaming so loud. And I
Yeah.
feel like it was when we went on the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride that was the moment I knew my voice would be raspy for the rest of the time.
I've always had really mixed feelings about Disneyland. It's sort of one of those things, like Squid Games, like things in pop culture, like Bridgerton, where big amounts of people are like, this is amazing. So then everyone sort of follows being like, this is amazing. That's how I feel about Disneyland. It's supposed to be the happiest place on earth, yet I feel like a little sad girl when I'm there. I don't understand why.
Do you know why? It's because when we're younger, I think the whole aesthetic of the rides and the costume characters and the
happiness.
aesthetics, you're just like, oh my god, this is a child's dream.
Yeah.
But then as you get older, you're like, this is all one, like kind of weird. Two, everyone is smelly. I'm sorry, not everyone, but
Smelly?
yes, everyone is dressed in what is who was it? Gabby was talking about how everyone's wearing Crocs. Like
So many
no
Crocs.
shade on Crocs, but like everyone was wearing Crocs.
Also,
Shade on Crocs, to be honest.
I spent about 2 days before going on Disneyland food TikTok.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I know exactly what we're going to get. I know the best rated things. I was pretty disappointed in the food.
Yeah, so was I. There was a few things here and there. I was like, okay, I can see it. But I mean, who doesn't love a deep fried pretzel, cinnamon,
Oh, wait.
jalapeno dipped in cheese sauce?
Oh, wait, actually, this is kind of funny. So Sophia was on a mission during Disneyland to find this jalapeno stuffed with cream cheese pretzel, right?
Yeah.
And
That was the only thing I
we go to
wanted.
like 2 stands, both sold out, and she's now pissed because this is all she wanted. Like,
The
and I
one
get it
thing.
too. I was like, I want the pretzel as well. So we were running around just trying to find something we like. Not a big corn dog gal. There's just a lot of stuff we didn't like. So we walk into this weird, it looks like Western.
Like the saloon.
It looks like a saloon, right? One of those weird Western saloons from an old-timey movie. And we're like, oh, okay, cool, chicken fingers. And we managed to find the only salad in Disneyland, which, by the way, is so gross that we would even get a salad
It was just lettuce
and ranch.
and deep fried chicken all over top. And,
And
deep
lots
which
of ranch.
You guys are like, why would you go to Disneyland to get a salad? That's totally fair because why would we go to Disneyland?
I don't know.
We were hoping just to be healthy a little bit because we had 3 margaritas pre.
We did do that.
So we're like, yeah, let's soak it up with lettuce.
Very dumb. But anyway, so we're sitting in this saloon and we're just trying to scarf down the meal really fast to get back to our friends and go back on the rides. And all of a sudden, this guy comes out like he's in an old-timey barber shop quartet. And he starts playing like ding, 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 ding,
Well,
ding, ding.
Let me explain the
Like,
layout really quick.
what?
So when you walk in, it's kind of a circular place and there's a stage. And
Like
then,
an auditorium.
Yeah, the auditorium on this floor where you're supposed to sit are tables where you're eating. And on the left side or right side, it was like where you order. And this guy comes out. Yeah, it looked like from like Mary Poppins, like ba 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 ba.
He was in a quartet, barbershop quartet.
Yeah, but it was just him on stage with this one piano.
He's like, happy birthday. And Sophia and I are like, this is our version of hell.
Yeah, I said if I had to be put anywhere forever and ever on
In
a
a
loop,
time loop,
it'd be with
yeah.
this guy going, happy birthday.
It was torture.
But think about it, that with a salad.
And we're pissed.
And I'm getting a slight hangover from the margaritas.
Oh, so many margaritas.
And I've been like hitting my head rattling on California Screamin'. I'm like, okay.
So
we
I
need to-
honestly left feeling like I just did the longest marathon of my life. I was so exhausted as if I worked extremely hard.
But I
that
have to
day.
say, for me, I like Disneyland. Like, I actually do see why people like it because it does bring back some nostalgic things. Also, I love
Yes.
roller coasters, and I think it's fun when you go on like Pirates of the Caribbean and it smells the same as it did when you were like 2.
Although it was closed.
That was closed. That made me really angry.
Disneyland, I'll see you in court.
Indiana Jones, I could repeat that video that plays on repeat for like 8 hours a day.
Oh my god.
You know, it's just fun. So we went there, but then we also had this debate yesterday, just to switch up topics. Sistine went on Pinterest recently, and we were talking about how she officially thinks Pinterest is 10 times better than Instagram.
It is. You know what? I've always been embarrassed to say this because Pinterest is what you did in middle school when they gave you an iPad instead of a textbook, and that's all you do during class.
Well, no, I think you do it either when you're in middle school or you're about to get married at 30.
Or
There's
like
not,
you're
like,
a
an
mom
in-between.
looking for healthy recipes.
Yeah,
for
you're not in
kids.
your 20s and like
Yeah.
early teens.
Let me tell you,
or
the
late teens.
algorithm is genius. The feed, phenomenal.
It really is, actually.
It is so good. Instagram is so boring now with all these updates. I feel like no one posts interesting stuff. Then again, I only follow like cat meme accounts, so that's not that
You know
exciting.
what it is? It's like a cleaner version of Tumblr. Because when you used to follow Tumblr, we loved looking at those
Yo.
photos, and there's this like Tumblr. Was the
Tumblr,
place.
Tumblr's a little kinky.
Well, yeah, that's why. I remember
I'm
it
not
was
gonna
Tumblr.
lie.
She gets flustered.
When I
The
first joined
gifs.
up, oh yeah, when I first joined Tumblr, I was like, I'm gonna make a really artsy fashion,
So
sexy blog,
dark.
so dark, so emo, basically exactly what Kylie Jenner's was when she was doing it.
Yeah.
It was like King Kylie. It was like the coolest thing ever to me. And as I follow some obscure accounts, some obscure photos would go with said accounts, like pretty sexual gifs
Yeah.
and
Oh,
photos.
but just not
and
even that. It'd be
videos
like a
and-
veiny hand, like clutching a like
So,
a blanket, and you're
my intro to
you're
anything.
in middle school going.
No, like my intro to anything sexual was
Tumblr.
gifs on
Yes.
Tumblr. Like it would just be like a man like grabbing a woman's thigh
Thigh.
with the skirt, and it would just be looping, and I'm like, wow, like, and I would watch it like 30 times.
Wow.
Because I just, first of all, like porn, not a thing for me. I was just like, that's too scary,
No.
that's too much. But Tumblr gifs, they still hit today.
Like the lip biting shit where they would.
Oh
like,
my
pull
God.
air, it's like, whoa.
Oh my god!
And
Or
I'm
like
like,
a girl just
wow.
like kissing a neck.
I'm like, I can't wait to get older. All this stuff. But I actually completely agree. I've been on Pinterest a lot more now. And I just
Mhm.
think I like the fact that it's curated to me for the things I like, which are food things or wedding inspo.
Oh
Not
my God,
really.
you've so much wedding inspo.
But I just like the aesthetic of weddings. It's not that I want to get married, but I think it's so pretty when they're by a beach or whatever in dresses.
Mhm.
I don't know. Maybe I should have been on a wedding planner. But I don't know. Instagram is getting boring, and I feel like I just don't want to see someone else's face again. And it's just,
I got it.
yeah, it's getting old.
I'm realizing as I'm living alone how obsessed I'm getting with certain things that are unhealthy, like Pinterest. I spend probably 2 hours of my screen time on it a day.
And you're also getting unhealthily obsessed with Summer House.
Dude, okay, so I had to stop watching Vanderpump Rules. I'm a diehard fan.
She watched it like now 6 times in a row, from season 1 to season 9, or something crazy like that.
Five times.
5.
Sophia, I'm not that crazy.
And each episode or season is how many episodes?
like 25.
Yeah.
So, okay,
It's like
so-
obsession.
I realized it was a problem when scenes were coming up and I was reciting it with them.
Yeah.
Like I knew the dialogue, which was unscripted, so well.
Yeah.
I said, this is alarming. So I started dabbling into Summer House because I'm a big fan of these two girls that have a podcast called Giggly Squad, Hannah and Paige, and they're on Summer House. And let me tell you, this shit slaps.
Yeah, now you
It
see
is
why it's a good
so
show.
good.
Yeah.
I'm already done with 2 seasons,
Wow.
and it's been a week.
Yeah, that's true. That
Not great.
I know. We got into Winter House, and that's when I think your transition to Summer House happened. And I've been watching, once again, I think I talked about it before, Temptation Island. The dumbest show to join on if you're a couple.
No,
It is-
F-Boy Island might be worse.
No.
than
I'm
Temptation
talking about
Island.
if you're in a relationship and you want your relationship to end, you go on an island where you separate the couple who've been dating for 7 years and put them in a house
with
full
girls
of 20
that are trying to take your man.
turned on girls and 20 turned on guys, like actively
Yeah.
hitting on your person, and they get to watch what their significant other is doing. So, of course,
Oh my god.
I'm like,
Do you remember
season
that
4, I'll
one
watch
guy?
it.
This was heartbreaking. This one guy had a threesome with 2 girls that were not his girlfriend,
Yeah.
and his girlfriend had to watch the threesome on an iPad
And they were
after
dating
it
for 5
happened.
years. That was wild. So
What would you
that's my
do?
favorite show ever.
What would you do?
What would I do? I would say to what's his name? Who's the host? Mark.
Okay.
It's oh my god, it's Mark. I think his name is Mark Wahlberg. Which
It is
kinda
Mark
funny. It is
Wahlberg.
Mark
Actually,
Wahlberg.
it is.
I would tell Mark it would be like Mark,
Marky Mark?
like my promise ring, toss it, and then I'd have a great rest of the summer.
So you know what I would do? I would hire a trained monkey, right?
Mm.
Because I'm not allowed to go to their house. Don't shake your head. Hear me out. I'm not allowed to go to the boy's house. So I'd hire a trained monkey. As he's sitting by the pool, perhaps tanning on the beach with his new girls,
Mm.
I'd have the monkey go up the palm tree with a little mini saw and saw a coconut off. Hits him on the head. No one will ever tie it back to me.
Sistine,
That's pretty smart.
that you have blood on your hands now.
No, the monkey
You-
does. The monkey can't talk. Like, do you realize how foolproof this plan is?
That's just the dumbest thing.
I
ever.
also have, you remember my other murder technique?
No. Oh, well, everyone knows about the frozen icicle, and you stab them, and then the icicle melts.
I thought I was so creative for that
Did
one.
you know that one? Yeah, exactly.
It's a riddle?
yes. She said it's a riddle.
You know, I hate when I do that, when I hear something and then take credit for it, and I feel like someone didn't already
you're
come
like,
up with
I
it.
knew the icicle trick before everyone. I tried
Well, this
it.
one's a first, you have to admit.
Yeah, that monkey one. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
genius. But you know what? I feel like people, obviously when they go on those shows, their relationship is starting to go down anyways. But why would you want it to tank like that? Like, I mean,
It's
just
no,
let
they
it
do it because
fizzle
they
out,
want
not-
to. No, they do it because they want to see if this person is the one they really want to be
yeah,
with.
but then do that in normal life. You don't do it.
Sophia,
on
maybe they
show
maybe they
where
also
people see
just
it.
want to be reality famous.
Yeah,
That's probably why they're doing it.
yeah, that's true.
I
That's
actually
true.
got a really funny phone call from Dad yesterday. And he had this like tissue up to his mouth. And I was like, "What's wrong with you? Like, are you okay?" And he goes, "Sistine, you won't even believe it. So I'm on set and I'm shooting this scene. And this scene is my dream. I'm eating a bowl of ice cream." So he goes, "I get to eat like 5 bowls of ice cream because I'm just doing take after take." And he goes, "After the second take, I chomp down on my bottom lip and it starts bleeding." And he goes, "Granted, the camera angle can't see the blood coming out of my mouth, but I can see it going in my vanilla ice cream." And he goes, "Do you know how gross it is to eat blood that's on your ice cream?" And he goes, "And it was
No.
tasting all minerally
That's
and
so nasty.
so nasty." And he goes, "And you know what happens when you bite your lip the first time? You bite it a second time." And he was like, it was a disaster. And then the people that were apparently shooting the scene with him were like, "What's going on with your face, dude? Like, he was bloody."
Is he like? Did he have to have stitches or something?
No, not bad.
That's pretty brutal. That's
Yeah.
pretty brutal. I mean, like, you can't get that excited about ice cream. I do. I ate half a carton the other night. I'm not even lying to
What's
you
your
on that.
flavor?
It's Milk and Cookies by Ben and Jerry's,
You would.
or Half Baked.
I actually used to play this game with people that I just meet, and I'd describe their personality as a carton of ice cream, and it really ticks some people off. Like, if you call someone pistachio, that's an insult.
Oh, you call them a pistachio ice cream flavor?
Yeah.
I feel like vanilla is pretty bad too.
No, no, no.
I feel like that's
Um,
like really. I
No,
mean,
what's really bad is like a snow cone.
just ice.
Like, that's bad.
That is pretty bad. So, to wrap up this intro, we are so excited to introduce the girl that I have been actually seeing all over TikTok recently. Her name is Ella. She is a Sports Illustrated curvy model who is so confident, so honest, so beautiful. I mean, I have seen her on all these other podcasts, and she's very well spoken and fun.
Yeah.
And I think she's gonna vibe. I've never met her.
I'm really
So,
excited to take
yeah.
a few tips from her because
Yeah,
Lord knows I need some confidence
I think
help.
we're all gonna vibe very well. So stay tuned, and you're gonna meet Ella.
Yay!
Everyone, spring has sprung, and you and your man's lawn needs mowing.
It is that time of year. We all know it. It's spring cleaning, and I am not talking about your cluttered closet. The
Ba-dum-ts.
global leaders in the below waist grooming have the best tools for the perfect spring clean.
Manscaped has the full package for your household needs for spring cleaning this year. The Performance Package 4.0 is the only tool you need to keep the lawn smooth and smelling fresh.
To start off your spring cleaning, use the Manscaped Lawnmower 4.0 Trimmer, the best product, to get the most precise shave to keep both of your hedges clean And smooth. Did we mention, Sophia, that it's also waterproof?
Not only that, Sistine, it's also equipped with LED lights, so you know exactly what's going on down there.
Whoa.
It's so good, you guys, this tool, that you'll want to buy it for yourself, exactly the same one, after you see how smooth he is down there.
It's going to be like a party in your shower.
I know, my
And you
God.
can also help him smell the roses. With the nose and ear hair trimmer provide proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs, and all of the little delicate
You know,
holes.
I mean, there's nothing more than a dirty nose. So after that whole thing is cleared up, you'll want to get rid of that foul ball smell with the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver.
Peeing you.
The Crop Preserver, you guys remember, is an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. The Crop Reviver is a spray-on toner for the balls.
Love
And
that.
these formulations seriously will leave him smelling like fresh spring flowers.
Finish off his grooming routine with the Plow 2.0, the perfect razor for the finest shave on his face. Yes, not his balls this time. This razor seriously is a game changer on your legs. You'll have to buy enough for the both of you.
Oh my God, what doesn't it do? So you guys, just remember this. The start of the spring also marks the start of Testicular Cancer Awareness Month in April. Manscaped has partnered up with the Testicular Cancer Society to bring awareness to testicular cancer, men's health, and early cancer detection.
Manscaped is committed to raising awareness for the most common form of cancer in men aged 15 to 35, giving support for fighters, survivors, and families impacted by testicular cancer as part of their We Save Balls initiative.
Okay, you guys, so if you're interested in this, get 20% off plus free shipping using the code UNWAXED at manscaped.com.
That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code UNWAXED at manscaped.com. Out with the old grooming habits and in with the new Manscaped.
You're going to look like a spring chicken.
Wow.
Her Instagram bio reads CEO of Confidence, so we are in for a treat. This gorgeous girl is a model, entrepreneur, social media influencer, TikTok creator, and not only that, she is a Sports Illustrated model. She's beautiful, she's hilarious, she's honest, and she has it all. This is Ella Halikas.
Yay, Ella! Studio audience! Woo! I know. Look at her.
Hello.
Okay.
Thank you, crowd. Thank you, crowd.
CEO
Yeah,
of
of course.
Confidence.
Yes.
CEO of Confidence.
Yes.
How do I apply for a job to be under your position?
I'm dead. The name just kind of came to me because I was just preaching confidence all the time. And I was
Right.
like, you know what? Yeah, CEO of Confidence. I like that. I had a little twist to it.
I love it.
Do people
Thanks.
respond to you for saying that? Do you like, why are you calling yourself CEO of Confidence? Or do they ask you questions about confidence?
I think it's because I was getting so many questions on it. And
Yeah.
like, how are you confident? How are you doing? I'm like, you
Yeah.
know what? I could be a coach now, like CEO
Right.
of Confidence. So
Well,
that's kind of how it came.
Would you consider yourself a little bit of a social media confidence coach?
In a way, for sure. And
I
I want to
love
like lean
that.
towards that way, to
Right.
like help more like one-on-one with helping girls with that.
Right.
Because it's something that I preach and I feel like I embody, but then like to actually like teach others and like help an audience is
Yeah.
like another thing.
I
So
know.
like
Did you learn that from maybe hearing someone else that you looked up to and you're like, oh, I really like what they're talking about. I want to share my twist on that knowledge. Or was it something that came inherently to you?
something that kind of just like came for me, I think, later in
Yeah.
life, but I was like super insecure growing up. So it's not
Mm.
something that like I always had.
Right.
But then just seeing other like curve and plus size models like do what they do and like
Right.
Ashley Graham, I was just so inspired
Yeah.
by it all that I was
love
like,
her.
okay, it clicked for me.
Yeah.
And now I feel confident and like I want to share this like light with others. So
Right.
kind of
No,
pass it on.
What do you define as confidence? Like, because I feel like some people can say it's the way they wear their clothes or the way they act or the way they
Mhm.
talk. Like, how
Right.
did you, like, what makes you confident? Like, how do you act confident?
Yeah, I would say it's just like knowing your worth and knowing
Right.
that like you are enough. And I know it sounds
Mhm.
so freaking cliche, but like
Mhm.
you literally are.
Yeah.
And like
Mm-hmm.
it's more about like for me, like my confidence came more from like internal. Like I actually
Mhm.
like got bigger, like physically, it's like the biggest I've ever been, but like the
Mhm.
most confident I've ever been. And I think it was like a shift in my mindset of
Yeah.
like, why am I like holding myself back? Why am I not letting myself
Yeah.
live or like going on vacation or like wearing the bikini? So it was
Right.
like a mindset shift, you know?
Totally. And I feel that way too, because I think that a lot of things, like, honestly, having this podcast for me, like, when I know I'm confident, it's the way I'm
Yeah.
talking and the way
Yeah.
I'm not filtering myself or looking at people for
Mhm.
approval. It's
Right.
really just honing in on this is what I'm saying, this is what I'm doing, and I'm not going to like let anyone judge me on that. And I also realized how much energy I was putting into like worrying about everyone else and like what they
Mhm.
thought about me.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I feel that life sucks. I feel like until you actually gain that confidence, and it takes a long time. Like, I don't know if you do
Mhm.
things daily to like enforce that confidence, because I feel like it
Yeah.
is like a learning thing until it becomes natural.
Totally, like
Was
a
there,
habit.
yeah, did you do any like habits?
Yeah, just like affirmations, honestly. And I think
Yeah.
it was more of like less habits and more of just being like fed up, like just like
Right.
tired of feeling tired.
Right.
And like it's literally draining. Like,
Yeah.
and people can
It's
so
so
relate to this.
draining.
Yeah, like
Exhausting.
it's exhausting. It's like you just want to feel free. You don't want to like have to worry or like
Right.
overthink it. And so, I mean, with that comes like practice and habits. And every
Yeah.
day I still work on it. Like, not
Mhm.
every day I feel like super confident.
Totally.
But yeah, I would say it's more of like a habit of the mindset, you know?
Yeah.
Do you believe in when people say like, "Oh, fake it till you make it" when it comes to confidence? Because I've been told that a lot, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna fake it till I make it." But if I
Right.
really break it down, like
Mhm.
it's not natural, and it's not how I really feel
Mhm.
inside. So I'm like, I'm
Right.
genuinely just putting on a show again to appease other people.
True,
So
that's
do
a good
you,
point.
you know what I mean? So like, do you
Mhm.
sometimes? I mean, it's not hard to be confident all the time, but do you sometimes force it, even though it's like you're not having a good day, or you want to share with your followers, like, oh, I feel confident, or sometimes are you like, you know what, today is not my day, and like I don't feel that great.
Right. I think with the fake it till you make it, I genuinely think like I've never heard that side. That's a good point of like it's
Mhm.
basically putting on a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it could be like you're faking it, but then like if you look in a mirror and tell yourself like you're a bad bitch and like, can I cuss on this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Please.
Great.
Oh my god, please.
Uh,
We're called Unwaxed. I
Okay,
mean,
great.
like,
Just checking.
I
Just
don't know how
checking.
vulgar we can get.
But like, yeah, just like hyping yourself in the mirror every day. Like,
Mhm.
even if you don't really believe it in that moment, like you're
Mhm.
gonna start believing it.
Right.
Like, so it
Mm.
almost like that's also like a habit that can shift it. Do I say it's good to be like ingenuine and like not real with it? No, but like
Mhm.
if that helps you get to a point of confidence, then I say do it.
Totally.
And like,
it's
yeah,
like doing the things that you know will make you more confident. I know for me,
Right.
if like I wake up in the morning, no, I don't feel like the most confident with no makeup. But I'm like, if I put my outfit on, my hair on, my makeup on, I
Totally.
feel great. And it's just gonna shift your entire
Yeah.
energy of the day.
totally.
Is there something that you do all the time that you're like, I feel the most confident when I do this?
Honestly, like just positive self-talk, like
Yeah.
Mhm.
and definitely hanging around people that are confident helps a lot because if someone's super insecure around you,
Mm.
like granted, like that's not a reflection of you and like don't take on other people's like whatever
Right,
insecurities,
That's
but
a really
exactly.
good
it
point.
really does affect you. Like you feel the energy of someone that's like,
I
oh,
didn't
I
even
look
realize
so
that,
ugly today.
actually.
It's like, okay, well, shit, do I look ugly then? Like, you
Oh,
know?
I didn't even put that in perspective. Is really
Yeah.
having like confident people around you, because you can be
Totally.
confident in yourself, but if people aren't like hyping you up with you and like truly meaning
Yeah.
it, not saying like, oh, that outfit doesn't look good on you, or oh yeah, you look pretty.
Or you know
like,
how
Totally.
we have a bad habit of, say if someone is self-deprecating and they're like, oh, like my hair looks like shit. Sophia and I have such a bad habit of trying to make them feel better. So being like, you know what, my skin is breaking out so bad too, and like I have such oily
Yes.
pores right now. And then all of
Yes.
a sudden I'm like, wait, do I have oily
I'm like, wait,
pores?
why did
Right.
I say that my face looks ugly? But I'm like, I don't feel like I'm look ugly
So
today.
right.
Like,
So
but
what
you're
if
yeah.
But
Like,
I
what
make
if
you feel
your
better.
you have
Yeah.
a friend or a sibling, or like you're in a relationship and that person is just super insecure? Like, what would you
Mhm.
tell them to sort of get them out of that?
I would just like allow for a grace period of like feeling like shit. Like that's normal. It
Okay.
happens. Like allow that
Yeah.
like few minutes to like bash yourself if you need to, get it off your chest, how you
Mhm.
feel, and then like snap yourself back into it. And
Yeah.
like I like if someone wants to like talk about how I'm not gonna be like, stop doing that. That's triggering. Or like, you know what? I'm just
Right.
like, okay, I get you. But
yeah.
it also makes
Right.
that person a little uncomfortable too. Cause like what you said, like I feel like, you know, in a sense, misery likes company. So if someone's literally miserable
Mm.
about themselves, you feel like you kind of need to match their energy.
Right.
Yeah.
So then it's like
Oh my God,
awkward because then
yeah.
it pulls you down. But if you
Yeah.
allow them to get down, embrace that, maybe add like a few things about what you think. Like, you know, actually the other day I was like on my period, I felt like shit, but like, you know what? No, like we're bad bitches. Let's go. Like we look
Yes.
cute. Like, and then snap it back in. You
Right.
know?
And it's good to have that like little morning period for yourself, because I do feel
Yeah.
like people are like, well, if I'm not feeling it all the time, then I'm not feeling it at all. Or like
Right.
I don't feel like this 20 if because people look at people that are confident, they're like, it's so easy for
Like
them
they have it all. It
that they
comes
have
so
it all.
naturally.
But it's like,
Right.
I don't feel great all the time. This morning I
Mhm.
was like, oh, I feel bloated, I feel this, I feel that. But then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do my hair and makeup, I'm gonna feel good about it, and I'm not gonna let other people like
Totally.
indicate or dictate like how I'm feeling.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how my mom,
Yeah.
she always tells us, like, you're allowed to be sad. You're allowed to, feel bad
Feel.
for yourself. You're allowed to
Mhm.
be in that hole, but don't stay in there too long. Because, like, if you
Totally.
continue that cycle, it's really hard to get out of it.
Have
Yeah.
being confident, like because we love talking about dating and love. Like, do you have dating
That's
made it
interesting.
harder? Because like sometimes guys are
Mhm.
very intimidated by confidence, and I know Sistine
Yeah.
are very
Oh,
loud
big
girls,
time.
as you can tell. We don't
Yeah.
stop talking, So sometimes it's like hindered it, and sometimes we'll find the guys that like love that. Like, what about
Right.
you? Like, have you seen that?
That's interesting because I would say in my overall life, I'm super confident, but with dating, I'm not.
Really?
Ooh.
Yeah. I
What
don't-
areas are you not confident
I
about?
don't even know. Like, now let's get down to therapy. I can't even put a T on it, but like, I think like when I'm with my friends or like on social media, like I'm so confident, feel great.
Yeah.
But when it comes to dating, I'm like, I don't know if it's because of my body or like I'm overthinking it or like, I really don't know what it is, but like I come off confident when I walk into a bar. So maybe, yeah,
Right.
they are intimidated to like come up and talk to me or whatever.
Right.
But like when it comes to actual dating, I've never had a solid relationship in my life that like makes me feel good about it. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
interesting.
I've never had like what a good example, even like my parents being divorced. Like I've never had a solid example of like true love almost.
100%.
So like I feel like when it comes to dating, I haven't been like solid. You
That's
know?
actually interesting because I kind of feel the same way. I get that because when I'm with my friends, I'm like, I can be myself. They love it. We match each other's energy.
Yeah.
Then when I'm with a guy, I'm like almost filtering myself. I'm like, are they judging me?
Right.
Are they,
You're
oh,
so
why
Am I
they
being
consumed
weird?
with
Like
Yeah.
how they're viewing you, but we often forget like they're probably thinking the same thing about themselves.
right.
And I also just think that there's such an interesting dating culture, especially living in LA and being on these dating apps, and all you see are like the best photos of everyone looking flawless and perfect. And
Mhm.
I think there is some messed up beauty standard that guys have also put into females' heads at times, being like, this is a ideal image of what you should look like.
Right.
And I know sometimes when I'm like going on a date or I'm meeting up with a guy, it's like I still even don't feel like I'm ever like enough. And I totally
Mhm.
understand where you're coming from when you said like it's hard when you haven't been through it and you don't know like how you deserve to be treated.
Have
Right.
you been in love before?
Ooh, I thought I was, but like that was such a toxic version of love. But like I definitely
Oh.
thought I was.
Like, what
At
did
the
you, how
time.
did you not realize you were?
I think just like dating other guys and realizing like, oh, that wasn't normal, or like I was
Oh, got
groomed,
it.
like I was dating an older guy that like whatever, and like I
Right,
definitely
right.
like that was grooming, that wasn't real.
Right.
Like did like were those feelings real? Yes, but like true deep like real love, I don't know. I don't think I
Mhm.
I want
have.
to find her.
I
I
know, I
want to
think
find you
you-
like a love. Like,
Oh
I
my
want
God, I
to find you love.
Wait,
I
so are you
know.
on any dating apps?
I am, but like the
Do you
thing
like
about
them? Yeah.
I'm like on like Raya, Hinge a little bit, but
Hit her up, boys.
hit her up, boys. Come on, you know
Come
where I'm
on.
at. You know where I'm at. Thank you. But I think it honestly goes back into like dating as like a curvier woman too. Like I'll never play a victim and be like, it's so hard, whatever. But like genuinely dating as a curvier, like thicker girl, like our body type sometimes gets overly sexualized. So like when
Right.
I'm dating, I feel like I'm either
Oh.
being used to just hook up or like
I never even thought
Interesting.
about
do you know
it
what I
like
mean?
that.
Like
Yeah, I know.
overly
I
sexualized. So
totally
like
get
for
what
a
you're
guy
saying.
to actually want to make me his girlfriend, I feel like I just feel like they either just want something from me.
Oh, so you don't believe it?
Yeah,
You're
like I'm
like-
almost like, no, you don't want to date me.
You're like,
you
there's
just
a
wanna
red
hook
flag
up,
there. You want to
know?
be with me?
But it's probably because you've experienced that before.
Yeah.
all the time.
So,
So I'm like,
it
this
wouldn't.
shit's
It would make
awful-
sense for you to feel
awful.
that way.
Yeah.
So what is your
So-
type? Because maybe we know a good guy that won't sexualize
Yeah.
you.
Oh my god, now I'm getting nervous. Okay. What is my type? It sucks, but I usually like athletic athlete
That's
guy.
what
Okay.
sucks. I
That
mean,
doesn't
But like
suck.
they
was
don't
my
always
type
treat
before.
the best, and there's the stereotype behind them.
Yeah.
But like
There-
that's what I
there's
usually
always
go
a
for,
diamond in the rough.
right?
you
But I
know?
also like someone that's like very like driven and like passionate and like works really hard. Like could
Yeah.
definitely date an entrepreneur, like a business guy.
Yeah,
Love
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Ambition. Yeah.
Super needs to be like ambitious and wants to like build with me.
No, wait.
um,
What's your? Oh God, I was gonna ask your sign.
sign?
I can't do that. Why?
Aries, ask
Oh,
away.
I
Fire. It's
see.
Aries
Yeah,
season,
very-
baby.
That's what I was gonna say. You're very like
Ooh.
sharp and you like it keep moving and keep going.
Yeah.
I'm like a Virgo, so I like
Love
love
that.
that too. So
Yeah.
I think it's so important to find someone though that you want to push you. Like I feel like that's
Totally.
like a really important quality because a lot of people are like, okay,
Yes.
nice, funny, which is great.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
when it comes to like wanting a relationship to progress and grow and be better, like
Mhm.
you want someone that is going to be almost like your partner in crime to go, hey baby, like we're gonna grow this, we're gonna build this. I want you to go for
Totally.
that. Like
yeah.
go out of your comfort
Yeah.
zone and like you need that
Yeah.
to like be
And
better
it's-
yourself.
It's hard to find today though, because I feel like guys are almost scared if you're like, we're all in this trend of hardballing right now, which is basically saying exactly what you want pretty
Yeah.
early on, so you
Right.
don't waste your time.
Yeah.
And if you do want to put it out there, being like, I want, ambition and a guy that we can like build a foundation together, they'd be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Too
Right.
much commitment, too
Yeah.
scary. I mean, have you ever been on like a terrible date? Like, we love hearing
So
bad
many.
dating
What
stories.
was the one bad dating
Oh,
story?
what do you mean? I met up with this. Oh, here we go. I met
Oh
up
my
with
God.
this producer guy. He goes, let's
Okay.
get dinner. I go, great. Let me
boy.
know where. We meet up to the restaurant, you guys.
No.
This homie wearing sweatpants,
No.
one. Yeah. And not like the cute gray sweats, like sweatpants, like bummy sweatpants. Like t-shirt. I'm like all dressed up. Heels, jeans. We're going to like a nice spot. Has a red Solo cup.
No.
Yes. Yes.
What was in the cup?
A red Solo cup of literally like Hennessy or like,
No!
yes. I swear to God. I literally look at him, I was
That's
like,
pretty bad.
you're not bringing this in right now. Like, this
That's
is like
pretty-
the type of people that like, you know, it's just, yeah.
I would never believe
Oh,
it.
didn't order dinner. So
What?
yeah, so we sat there and like I just got some drinks and I was like, this is literally the worst thing in my life. Like, and immediately was like, let's go back to the studio. I was like, I gotta go. Like, this is horrible.
You know what? You know what bothers me so much when I hear stories like that? In the moment, you're like, I need to get out and leave. But then
Yeah.
I'm always like too polite to do that.
Same. That's
Yep.
my
And
thing.
why you're like, why didn't I just be like, you know what? It was
Yes.
great to
Go to
meet
the
you. This
bathroom
isn't
and,
for
like,
me.
leave.
Or
I
even-
wish I
yeah.
could be that girl that was like, I don't like this, I don't want that, and I'm out. But like my confidence with dating is like, I think in society we're always meant to like please the guy, make sure that the guy's okay, like checking in on the guy. I'm like, fuck that. I wish I could be the girl that would like stand up and be like, I'm out, but I literally
For
can't.
sure.
Like,
Oh my
it's
God,
weird.
And I get LA. We are very weird with our fashion trends, and we're always like we can like
Yeah.
up. Like I have a pair of sweats I can wear with like boot heels and make it cool,
Right.
but like not for a
But
date.
I have to say, I went to a really nice restaurant with this guy once, and he also showed up in sweatpants and the bummy kind, and I was like, I'm in a full like tight bodycon
Yeah.
dress. What is? We're
What's
clashing.
happening
We're
here?
clashing.
Are we
What's
going
happening?
to Mel's Diner? Or are we going to Tower Bar? Like what is this? Like,
Literally.
there's like a between there. No, I feel like dating in LA in general is just impossible.
show.
It's like there's no one out there.
Yeah, it's really hard.
You said
Yeah.
that you were good with being confident, like on social media and
Yeah.
sort of being online. Does that mean you're confident in the DMs if you're gonna slide in?
Oh.
Have you like slid into DMs?
Like, are you good flirting on like text or?
I would be good at sliding in.
I would say okay. Like,
okay.
yeah. But the thing is that also sucks is that like I would rather be like approached first, and like that could be like an ego thing,
Yeah,
you know.
no,
But like,
me too.
you know, like at a bar,
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, he's so cute, but like I'm just gonna give him the eyes until he comes over, you know.
Yeah.
That's me. She,
That's
she
Sophia.
makes
That's
fun of
Sophia.
me because of
Is it
that.
the eyes?
Yeah, I
It's
just
always in the
Oh,
eyes.
yeah.
I just stare at them and I realize I'm like, I know they can feel it.
Oh yeah, it's
Like,
just an energy
you know-
thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I don't even have to say anything, and you'll just know I'm down, you know.
Yep. Exactly. If I'm staring at you longer than 3 seconds, like
Like say
I'm
what's up.
interested.
Yeah, like come over.
here.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Please,
guys,
thank you, Sarah. Like, I don't
more
feel like
than-
walking over.
The guys need to. If it's more than 3 seconds, we're pulling you in.
Literally,
Yeah, that's the point.
It's like you're 100%. So I would say I'm somewhat confident. Like I
Okay.
definitely, I've slid in a little bit, been somewhat successful, somewhat,
Right.
yeah,
I feel like there's a 50% like
50%
success
chance.
rate with everyone though.
yeah.
What do you think
Okay.
you need to work on then for dating wise? Because you were saying that you feel because I know for me, I overthink every relationship. Like
Same.
I'm almost that person. Like I'm in a relationship now, but
Mhm.
it takes me so long to get to the point to admit that I like someone or at least feel
Mm.
comfortable in one. Like what do you think you
Mhm.
need to? Because I know her. She likes to like get her whole emotion in it. We're actually opposite. Like
Yeah,
I
we are.
am so repressed until I get it, and then she's almost overly emotional, and then it's
Right.
like, much harder. Like, what do you need to do?
I would say like I think I've been in so many toxic relationships and like dating like the worst guys that like I think that like if you come at me super hard and heavy in the beginning that like it's amazing. Oh my God, this is amazing. Like that's not normal. Like
Yeah.
I've started to realize that like every relationship that goes off so strong in the beginning, like head over heels, like
Love bombing.
you know what? Love bombing. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
That's such a good point.
It's not, and that's what I struggle with.
Yeah, like what red flags have you seen from dating toxic people that you're like maybe people should recognize, like other than just right off the bat? Because I know for me, it's when they're like obviously like hiding their phone more, or they won't show you like DMs, or they won't like,
totally.
things like that. Like what have
Oh,
you noticed from dating?
mm.
What do you?
We know lots of those.
I know. So Sistine like I did.
You're like red
she had
flags
She
everywhere.
dated a guy in the past that had one of those like black
It
screens.
was a
that-
black screen protector. I only communicated him through email.
No, not
Yeah,
email.
And it was on Do Not
Hi
Disturb
there.
all
Yeah,
the time.
what?
I know.
Do
I
not
think my
disturb,
contact was
red
mom at
flag.
one point. But back to the
Jesus.
love bombing thing. When a guy shows too much affection,
Yeah.
it's sort of the same thing as if you meet a girl and
Yeah.
right off the bat she's like, "You're my best friend, we're best friend," and you know how they give like. They act like you are already so close when you guys just met, and then she ends up being the craziest person you've ever met.
100%.
It's the same. I
Yeah.
never thought about it
Happens
with
all the time.
guys. It's the same
Yes.
thing.
Like
Yeah.
anything that, what's the saying? It's like anything that like goes too quickly, ends really quickly.
Oh, yeah.
And so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like I didn't realize that, but with friends too, because I get close to people quickly too,
Mhm.
which could be a fault trait, but I also feel like I just like I don't know, I feel like I'm just like warm and like
No,
it,
that's
like
how
whatever.
I am too.
You know?
Yeah.
But then I've noticed that the girl, like the friend or the guy that I'm like, oh my God, like let's hang out. Like what are you doing
Yeah.
tonight? Like let's get a drink. Does not last. Like
No.
ever. And so when a guy's not putting in that crazy effort in the beginning, I'm like now trained to think like he doesn't like me. But really that's probably normal.
It's totally normal.
Like he's just
Yeah.
busy and trying to figure out who I am because how do
Yeah.
you know if you really like me if you don't even know me?
Right,
You
because
know?
I know I
Yeah.
understand the whole thing where people are like, if he's not 100% into you, like it's not worth it. Like
Right.
I understand though the slow burn. You need
Love
the
a
slow burn.
slow burn.
You need
Yeah.
to get to know each other
The
a little
cat
bit.
and mouse
Like
game in the beginning is the best
I
part.
love the games.
I know.
Sistine
Yeah.
doesn't
I
believe
know.
in the games. I believe in the games.
I mean,
They're there a little bit.
A little
I'll
bit.
play Uno,
I
but
like-
I'm not going to play Monopoly with this
Yeah, that's
guy.
Right.
There's
not
too many
too
games.
complicated. Checkers is good.
Check
Yeah.
it. Monopoly off limits.
We're
Off
fine.
limits.
So
I agree with that.
Let's talk about your YouTube because you are very vulnerable online. Well, first of all, before we
Yeah.
even
on
get into
Instagram
it,
too. I know you stopped YouTube.
Yeah,
No,
well,
this-
it's more like TikTok now, but I
Yeah.
I did start YouTube.
but when I did peek on your channel the other day,
oh God,
I
God.
no, it was good.
Okay.
I clicked on your audition for Sports Illustrated.
Oh, I watched that too.
Actually,
Oh my God.
did you see
Yeah.
the recent one? Because I saw both.
Oh, I saw the older
I
one.
saw the 2019.
She said I
I
done.
saw the
She
2021.
saw all of them.
I love it.
She was auditioning.
By the way, you are fulfilling the fantasy that Sophia and I have wanted to do for so long.
Yeah.
Literally
You're
this
kidding.
year, we were like, should we just send in an audition for Sports
And then
Illustrated?
we're like,
and see
I
what
want you
happens?
guys too.
No, we're scared.
No, but okay, I just
like
want,
sister.
yes,
Yeah,
but I would
but
just love to
That's a
know
package
like
deal.
the
Oh.
process, the mindset of going into it, like
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
really sparked you to be like, you know what, I want to be a part of this brand.
I think like for so long now. I think
Mhm.
going back to like my role model with Ashley Graham, seeing her on the cover in 2016,
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was a
okay,
great cover.
iconic. Like we could do
Right.
this too. Like because I've always wanted to model. When I was like a little kid, my sister would dress me up and take photos. Like I always wanted to do it, but then when I got curvier, I was like, "There's no shot. Like, bitch, this is not a career for you."
Right.
Like
So why did you think that? Like, why did you think that?
because
there's
it's
no
just
shot?
you just look in the media. No curvier
Yeah.
girl was being shown.
Yeah.
If you were like a little bit overweight, it'd be like, "Oh my God, she's so fat in the tabloids." Like whatever. I just
Yeah.
didn't think
Yeah.
because the media was pushing this like
course.
narrative on us that
Totally.
like skinny's beautiful and skinny's model and that's it.
Oh yeah.
And then it started to change, and I was like, oh, like maybe I could do it. And
Mhm.
then I always wanted SI because I felt like they were so inclusive and just
Yeah.
a really great brand that embodied like confidence and hyping up women. Like,
Yeah,
where
they
not a
do.
lot of like editorials or magazines or brands or companies like really appreciated that and like
Yeah.
pushed for that.
Never.
So I was living in Hawaii going to school there, and then I tried out in 2018, my first year. Wasn't a model, like had
Mhm.
no idea what I
Just
was
threw it
doing.
out
Like
there.
threw it out. Like horrible camera was like shaky. I had my friend take it. Like horrible.
Oh, but good.
Wait, but you
like,
did shot it in Hawaii.
I shot it in Hawaii. It was like the worst video I've ever taken, but it's so cute to like look back on, you know? Like, oh,
Oh.
little me. Like,
look
yeah.
mad.
But how,
Manifested.
like, it's the audition's quite interesting because you're doing all of these B-roll shots of you stunning in a bathing suit. I remember your ass looked amazing.
Thank you.
But then
thank you.
also, like, there's voiceover happening. You're like sort of pitching yourself.
Yeah.
So, did your pitch change from the first time that you auditioned
Yes.
and didn't get it? And then, what was the
Yeah.
difference? Do you think?
I think in the beginning it was like, I just want Sports Illustrated. Like, this would be so cool. Like, oh my
Right,
God, to be
yeah.
a model. And like,
Right.
it was more just like all over the place.
Yeah.
I think the next year it was like, oh, like, you know, I believe that like our body type should be like shown and like, you know, like represented. And I went to
Yeah.
Miami, did the whole casting call, didn't get it. And then it wasn't until like the final year, 2020, when I was like, okay, now like let's like get real, let's get deep, like let's hone in on like
Right.
what you want and what's your
Yeah,
message.
right.
And I was like, I want to make a change. Like I don't just want to like be a curvy girl on like a mat because like by
Mhm.
then like they've been doing that. Like that's
Yeah.
not revolutionary. Like
Yeah,
this is
no,
happening.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like I wanted to stick out and have like my own message of like like honestly making change and also hyping up that like just like feeling beautiful in your skin, not feeling like you need to lose weight, but also like I was at a point in my career at the time when I did the audition where I wasn't curvy enough. So like I was getting told no at jobs because I needed to gain weight.
Really?
And then yes, and then I was like, wait, what? And they were like, oh, because I was working out a ton. They were like, oh, if you lose more weight, you lose your job. Like one girl told me
See,
that.
so what's perfect?
like, exactly.
you'll never
It's
be
impossible.
perfect.
No, and you're fighting these like unrealistic standards on both ends. And then I'm sure for like thinner models, it's like if you gain weight, you lose your job. You have to be very thin. But then on the other
Mhm.
spectrum, it's like, no, keep gaining weight. And I'm like, but that's not healthy for me. And like
right.
I like work
So
out all the time. I played
weird.
soccer for 15 years. Like I
Yeah.
love to be
Right,
athletic.
right.
And like you can't tell me that I have to go gain weight. Like
Right.
that's not healthy. So
No.
my message was more of like, loving the skin you're in and not having to change for anyone. And that like
Right.
you should be enough, you know?
Yeah,
So I
Totally.
think my message was like really what hit this time around, you know?
So how was the whole process? Like when you found out you
Crazy.
got it, what was that call like?
Mhm.
Yeah, they you don't know for months. It's very like they're very secretive. They like
That's
to keep you on your
torture.
toes. It's
I
like
can't do
literally
that. I have no
torture.
patience.
Yeah, it was so hard. I was like, we're all just texting group chats. Like, did you get a call? Did you get a call? Like, you know.
Oh God.
Finally got a call, and it was the morning I was going to Hawaii actually, which is so cool because it was like going back to like where it all
You're
started for me.
celebrating. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it was like really exciting. And then got on the call and they were like, congratulations, finalist, da da da. Freaked out. And then in May, we went and shot in Atlantic City because like COVID, we couldn't go like overseas, which kind of
Right.
sucked. But yeah, it was like unbelievable. It was like a long journey though. It was like over a year
Oh
of
my
like the
God.
whole
That
process.
is a long process.
Yeah.
But that's amazing you didn't quit.
Yeah.
You just kept
And
going
I
for
actually
it.
love
Yeah.
because when you were just talking about what your message was for this part of the casting or
Right.
why you got it this year, because you felt like you really honed in on exactly what you wanted to articulate, and your Instagram is fully that. Like,
Mhm.
I love that you post like the same outfit in different body types. Like, it honestly is like even for me, I'm like it shows that there isn't like one ideal version of beauty. Like, you can be any size, look any way, and
Mhm.
still be beautiful in
Mhm.
that outfit that you're
Right.
ideal. Like, you're looking up to these actresses. I loved the Julia Fox one.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
looked so fucking cool in that. I was
Thanks.
like,
That was nice.
she is killing it.
That
And
was
it's
such a fun one.
it's so nice because I know like we were in the modeling industry. She was in it a lot longer than I've been in it.
Yeah.
And I know you've been in it and you've probably had your like horror stories too.
Totally.
Like
Yeah.
I remember even just for me because I mean Sistine's it was different because like she's like very petite and so hers was like you're not thin enough or you're not perfect enough. For me it was you can literally ask her. I would be there because I'm like half in I don't know, I'm like curvier. They would literally put like bags of clothes like men's clothing on me just to hide my body and like looking
Or
at
I remember in a
disappointment.
fitting they would make you feel horrible because
Yeah.
you didn't fit in a size
I would
two.
s-
I hate
Exactly.
And it's
I
like
w-
then you knew who you hired.
You
so
knew my
No,
measurements.
I
Exactly.
remember
Yeah.
there was that one huge brand. I literally have photos on my phone, and I'm like, I remember crying at the fittings because I saw these beautiful dresses. I'm like, I want these are what the models wore. Like
Yeah.
I want to be wearing that stuff, and they would find like the biggest oversized jacket with the longest skirt with boots and like a hat, and I'm like, I guess my body is ugly. So it's so nice that like
Mhm.
you're showing that that's
Yeah,
like
thank
so
God.
that's so fucking wrong. Like that is like
Literally.
not
No, but
ideal.
it's so important for that women like you are speaking out against this because
Thank you.
I don't think this endless cycle would
Yeah.
ever change or end if girls like you weren't advocating for the opposite.
Especially our bodies. I
Totally.
feel like when it comes to female bodies, it's such a sensitive thing for us. And
Oh my
we're,
God,
it's
it's
like,
like-
Yeah.
and so anything that's negative on it is so like, even if you act as confident as you are, it still gets in your head. And it's still like
Right.
that one experience or if those
You'll
few
always
times,
remember that.
I always
Mhm.
remember, like, I'm confident now about my body and
Mhm.
I love it. But
Mhm.
I definitely have those times where like, before we're going to an event tonight, I get in my head, I'm like, am I not thin enough? Am I not going to look good in these
Right.
photos? Like, did you ever have those moments where you're like, I had that experience, like, now screw it. Like, I'm over this.
Yeah, I think it's weird being on the curvier side though because it's like more appreciated to be thicker, but so it's a little
Right.
bit different.
Mhm.
But like even shooting with photographers sometimes like knowing like oh that's the angle when like of course that's the angle because I'm sucking in my butt is at and like it's like a great angle but it's like that's literally keep pushing that narrative like that's the most attractive angle when you look
Mhm.
the thinnest. And so it's
Mhm.
like I'm shooting and I don't even realize that like what they're telling me is that like yeah you look good in this photo because you look the thinnest in that photo.
Right.
And so it's like people don't realize it because like that's what they were taught and then that's what they were taught. So it's like
Yeah.
it goes back to like what we've been taught and like what the media has told us, but it
It's-
still messes with my head.
Well, it's a weird line that you have to teeter because you want to make the client happy.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you want to produce photos that make them happy. But at the
Totally.
other end of it, it's like, is it even making me happy? Is
Right.
it making
Right.
me feel good?
Do
Or
I feel good?
Exactly.
What was the
and no.
what do you think? Because you probably have had like a lot of people reach out to you being like you probably inspire me or
Yeah.
I like love your content. What has been like probably the most frequent thing you've gotten about your post, like or question or
Mhm.
maybe response?
Mainly just like so many girls opening up about like you've helped me put on a bikini for the first time. I have like a lot of moms actually that follow me that are like I haven't worn a tank top in 8 years because I hate my arms and I'm wearing a tank top because of you. Like
Wow.
one girl was like, you're the reason why I'm alive. Like I have a lot of people that are like, like deep shit. And I'm
Wow.
like, whoa. And it's like, I want to be there for every single person, but that also
Yeah.
takes so much energy to sit and respond to like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, I always want people to know that I see that and I support that, but it's almost impossible to like reply to
Yeah.
everyone. But those are the main comments, honestly. It's just like how confident they feel now watching it. And I think that's
Yeah.
what's cool is that like I don't even need to like coach you on it. Like I could just like make a fire video on TikTok, hype myself up, feel myself
Exactly.
in the mirror, and people are like, oh my God, I feel so confident now.
Yeah.
It's like weird. It's like
Like
a
if she
ripple
can do
effect.
it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's incredible to hear the feedback in such a positive way that you're getting
Yeah.
from your content. And I'm really excited for you to sort of shift a little bit into the confidence coaching
Totally.
sector.
Yeah.
What do you think the first thing you're going to do is, or like the first step? Are you going to do more like Instagram lives or reels, or how are you
Right.
going to go about it?
I'm like super like business savvy and very like entrepreneur focused. Like
Yeah.
aside from modeling, like I want to own multiple companies. Like I'm like more entrepreneur based.
love
So
that.
like I want to start a company basically where like I'm building out more of like a community. Like I feel like growing up, I never had a community feel of like other girls hyping each other up. It's all
Mhm.
fucking competition all the
Mhm.
time.
Always.
And so I want to build a space of like maybe not one-on-one client training, but like group client calls,
Yeah.
like, and just bring on people where like basically like we're elevating our lives and confidence and
For sure. And I've actually never seen anything like that because there's when you're feeling just I don't know, insecure about yourself,
Yeah.
it's just, oh, you should go to therapy.
right.
But sometimes it's like for me, if I'm not feeling confident, like I don't need therapy. I just need someone to reinforce or like reset my mind and
Totally.
go, no, this is
Yeah, you
why you're
just need a
feeling this
little
way."
tweak at
Yeah,
the
Tweak,
and like
yep.
like there's communities that went, but I feel like having a confidence coach or having a confidence
Mhm.
community where you feel like you can go to
Mhm.
and just someone tell to you, this is your body.
Yeah.
You have one life.
Right.
Love it. Like
Right.
this is all you get.
just like that reminder, like
Yeah.
always. Yeah.
And I feel like people forget that. They're like, oh, I need to look. No, like
Oh my
this,
God.
and
I want
everyone
this to
feels
come
like
out
this.
already.
I know.
I know.
I'll
So
join.
excited.
I
I'm
know.
ready
Yeah,
for
I'm so
it.
excited. So what's next?
in the
Like,
works.
what's coming up?
That's in the works for sure. I really liked like the Julia Fox shoot and just like recreating those looks. So
That
I'm
was
gonna try to
awesome.
figure out a way that I
Yeah.
can start doing more of those.
100%.
Yes.
Continuously like just like trying to reach out to agencies and try to get signed because right now I'm in Miami, but I am not in LA right now. That's a whole different story.
Are you living in Miami?
No, I'm living in LA, but
Okay.
I don't have an agent here, so I'm like
Oh,
in the
got
process
it.
of finding one.
Got it.
Just continuing like partnering with brands and like trying to just figure out my way in it. I
You
mean, this is
go,
all
girl.
still new for
You
me.
go,
Like,
I
girl.
love it.
thanks.
Is there like one quote you always follow or one thing you always follow that has been kind of like your motto for what you stand for or something that you kind of remind yourself that you love and you're like, this is something that like hones in for me?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds cliche, but I always say like there's one you in this world and that is your power. And I think it's so true because it's like you literally could feel like shit like one day, but if you remember, like literally no one else on this earth is you. Like that's
Mhm.
fucking cool.
That
Like
is
no
really
one
cool.
is you and no one is you and no one is any of us. Like we carry something so unique and special. And like even on your worst days, if you can like remind yourself that, you're like, oh yeah, shit, I am that bitch. Like there's only one me. Like, you know?
Exactly.
And it's like keep reminding yourself that because you are unique. Like I just think that's like the coolest part.
I
Mic
love
drop.
that. I
Right?
love that.
That was like
I
the
love-
best. Oh my god.
Oh my
Damn.
This was a conversation that I needed to hear today.
Ditto.
Yes,
You are
I
so
love
amazing.
that.
We
I'm
love
like-
you so much.
Thank you.
Please tell
Yeah.
everyone where they can find all of your social medias, TikTok,
Yes.
Instagram, everything.
Follow me at Ella Halikas at TikTok and Instagram, and I'll be coming out with some confidence courses soon. So stay tuned.
We love
Confidence,
that.
Queens and Kings. Let's get it.
Go
Let's
out there,
get it.
be confident. We love you guys, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye.